Well, howdy there, folks. Welcome back to Stewie MTG. And today, since I had my cards out, I thought I would show you my collection and just a quick tour of my decks. I believe at last count I got 40. I have 44 Commander decks. With that, these are my Stanley tool cases. They work great for Commander decks. I use a mixture of the Ultra Pro 100 count boxes as well as the Dragon Shield cases as well. But I've noticed that these containers are just fine for decks sleeved and can hold a double sleeve commander deck plus tokens plus extra cards. So let's take a look at I have 3 of these cases so far. I'm probably going to end up needing 2 more to finish my 32 deck challenge, which is 1 commander deck of each color combination. And I've got a few duplicate color combinations, but let's go from back to front. In here, this is in progress. It's my Pinger Tribal with, let's see, I have Niv Mizzet as commander. Vampires in the Works, which is going to be Edgar Markov. I've got a 5-colored Dragons deck, but predominantly Nicol Bolas. We've got Phrygia Clerics that's still in the works. Those are my 4 main ones I'm focusing on right now. In the corner here is actually a Brea artifact deck, but for now I've got Yortiller Nephilim sitting in for Brea. Over here I've got Verena Zombies, my Tristani life gain deck. In the middle here, I don't have my label maker with me today, so I was supposed to label some of these. Well, let's take a look. As you can see, here's an empty spot, and this is just your normal Ultra Pro 100 count container. Got to use 2 hands here to get this thing open. There we go. Oh, it's my Maelstrom Wanderer Rug Cascade deck, which will turn into a Yidris Cascade deck here soon. I got my Maelstrom Archangel 5-color Angels, my Tulane Teller of Tales Bant. One of the newest decks built that I should be doing a deck tech on soon is Rurik Thar, the Unbowed. And then over here in the red, I believe, is a recently finished Goblins. Yes, it is my Goblins with... Sorry for the bouncing camera, guys. Should have pulled out the commanders, but hey. With Grenzo, Dungeon Warden, as the commander. What's great about these is they all stay in there nicely. The case keeps all of the containers in, and the cards don't shift around if they're just loose. Best $20 investment per case that I've ever spent. In this container, we have some little bit of my older decks. We've the Zicthris, the Writhing Storm, a Snake Tribal. We've got Lathril, Blade of the Elves, Golgari Elves. We've got my Vagroth, the Bloodsky Shire, Demon Tribal. We've got Raynar, the Ever Watchful, which is, in a sense, Spirit Tribal. But mainly it's Foretell. We got my Zur the Enchanter, Enchantress style deck. Over here we've got my daughter's Zubri, Golden Feather, Griffin deck. We've got Tuvasa the Sunlit, Enchantress. We've got Omnath, Locus of Creation, 4-color. There is an elemental sub-theme, but it's mainly lands matter. We have Zaxara, the Exemplary, X-Spell Tribal, and Hydra Tribal. We've got Phoenix, God of Deception, Discard Tribal, if you want to call it that. I've got my Merfolk Tribal sitting right here. Also, we have Firesong and Sunspeaker, Boros, Life and Damage. Next, we've got my Treefolk decks, which should be, right now it's Kolfanor, the last U, but I'm waiting to trade and or purchase a Door in the Siege Tower, and that will turn into that. My daughter's My Little Pony, and yes, I let her have the 3 commanders. Rarity, Princess Twilight Sparkle, and Midnight Moon. Yes, it breaks Rule 0, but hey, it's kitchen table magic. Also, this deck is triple sleeved in this container, and there's still a little bit more room for tokens and fit in here just fine. I got it's actually my daughter's, what she calls the Release the Kraken deck. And the commander for that is Eryximethys, the Slumbering Isle. I got Magda Dwarves. I got a Sir Gwyn Knight tribal with the Artifact Sub-Theme. We have a Illusion tribal. We've got Urza artifacts. Kaikar is the Other Spirit tribal, and Raynar, they kind of overlap in a way. I don't know if I'm going to change that. And maybe my Esper deck will end up being my Sphinx tribal. Anyways, we have Ayula, the Bear Queen. Next to it, we've got Toski Squirrels that's going to turn into Chatterfang. Stay tuned. I will be doing a live deck tech, changing it over from Toski to Chatterfang. We've got my White Angels with Radiant as the commander. And we've got the Mimeoplasm with Ooze Tribal. And those are basically the completed decks with some in the works. And these guys will notice I've got either 3 or 5,000 count boxes. I can never remember which which one's which. In progress, I've got what's called Dino Dana, which is going to be a obviously dinosaur tribal. I've got Narfi as a snow deck that's still in the works. These are some extra tree folk. I've got a soldier deck that's going to be Saskia, and that is in the works. As you guys will notice, I guess you could, I'm not necessarily OCD, but I like to keep things organized, boxes with labels. So now if I need to look for vampires or elves or knights or slivers, that is a sliver deck that's in the works, and it's going to take a while. Over here, I have more of sorted by color and color combination. Each of the guilds has its own box or boxes. And the box back here are all just different accessories. Some extra commander decks. All my 60 card decks, historic decks are in the bottom. Bags of dice, which eventually, when I get another one of these containers, these big 2 deck size cases, will store my dice. All of my mat in this box is actually just my trade cards, as well as I keep a box of tokens. So when I play, I have basically one of each token. I'm going to have to get a second one, because one of these rows here in my boxes is nothing but tokens. And the other day I was playing, and I couldn't find one. So also in this box these are my extra sleeves and that. So in here we've got some of the large size commander cards. Mainly I just keep the angels. Some team bags if I'm selling off a group of cards. These starter sets, or whatever the world they were called. These boxes were great for that. I also use it. In this one, I keep my extra sleeves that are already open. So, like, let's say I'm making a commander deck and I want the commander. I normally put it in a different color sleeve as to not get it mixed up with the rest. Or when I finish a deck, and especially been noticing the Dragon Shield, there's usually 2 or 3 extras in the box. So here are some inners. We've got some just extra sleeves, some pink sleeves, some Saracendent sleeves, red, just different colors, and all these are extras that I have. And then over here are the outer sleeves, the KMC outers, to cover up some of the art sleeves so that I can shuffle them. And then inside here is my sleeves awaiting for decks to be done. I have some Dragon Shield outers, the regular, or inners, excuse me, including the smoke ones, and some KMC outers, and various Dragon Shield extra clear thing for selling off cards, and then my cards that are up for trade so that I can easily get access to them. So far, this is, I would probably say, the majority of my collection, except for, this will ever close, my binders. These are the Legion Dragon Scale, or whatever they call them, binders. They have worked great for me. As you guys can tell, if I back up a little bit here, I have one for each color, and actually a couple for some more colors. Obviously, the colored binders are for each color of Magic. The two gold ones, one is just legendary creatures in multicolor, and then the other one is the different color combinations, just the rares. I do have boxes over here in the side that have commons and uncommons from each of the guild colors. I have two white binders, one of them just being good white cards, and the other one being my extra angels, which I already did a video on looking at that binder. And then my silver one down here is artifacts and lands. So these are normally out when I'm building decks, as you will see here. My pretty angel mat. But here's some of the decks that are in the works that aren't in the boxes. We've got a partner commander, Elegeth. And where did his partner go? I don't see it. Anyways, it's going to be a Scry Tribal. Next to it, we've got Shroom the Hegemon is going to be Sphinx Tribal. Next, it's a deck idea. It's going to be Curses Tribal. Can't think of a good commander for it, so if you guys have a suggestion for Curses Tribal, put it down below. Preferably 4 or 5 color. I have Rat Tribal kind of in the works. I've assembled some of the Rat Tribal cards over here. This is awaiting for Chatterfang. These are the other squirrel, both a lot of the new Modern Horizons 2 squirrel cards are in there. Morphon here is going to end up being actually Giant Tribal. Next to it, we have Prosh, Kobold Tribal. A deck that's almost nearly done is going to be Sisei 5-color Shrines. And one of the win conditions is actually going to be the gates. So I've got all 10 gates in here. And then next to it is, once again, another deck that's looking for a commander is Saproling Tribal. So far, it's red, black, green. But once again, I don't necessarily have a commander for that one. If I just went Golgari, there's Slimefoot here in the front, but I really wanted to also add red. With that, this is my collection. Been playing since late 93, early 94. Sold my collection and recollected, 4 or 5 times. But this is the collection as it stands. Just thought you guys would want to watch, to look, and to see. And please comment, like, subscribe, and check out the links that are in the description box below. And I will catch you all later.